If you are in a relationship right now, let me turn you on to the Ritual app. You are going to schedule your one-on-one session live with your clinician every week. I happen to be one of them. And in preparation for these sessions, you and your partner every single week, you're going to look at your video content that is curated for you and your partner. And you're going to learn the relationship skills that you need to really keep your relationship running smoothly and to keep both of you strong and emotionally healthy. And you're going to meet with your clinician afterwards. You're going to take the assessment. You're going to do your journal prompts and take the assessment so your clinician can find out how you're doing and how things are going in your relationship and the areas that you may need to get stronger in. But Ritual is an absolutely amazing app. It's going to help keep your relationship on track. It's going to give you that curated time with your partner every week to work on your relationship. And so I want you to check out the link at the bottom of this video and click on it, and you will get 20% off of the Ritual app. You also have the opportunity to message your clinician in between sessions. So you can also do that. But it is an absolutely amazing tool, a great modern day tool for couples to keep their relationship strong and healthy. So check out the Ritual app today, and don't forget to use my link to get 20% off of your first month of Ritual. And if you'd like to work with me, please let them know you're interested in working with Anita Stoudmire. Good afternoon. Y'all, I got an ant problem in my car. All right, I am leaving the office early today. I'm actually shocked because I'm normally here till 8:30 on Fridays, but I'm going to take advantage of these few hours. I'm going to go home and get some paperwork done and have a salad. And I got a real question. For the gentleman, okay? And this is a genuine question. I want your thoughts, your ideas, your answers. This is a real question for the gentleman. And it is, are women asking for too much? Because I was recently in a girlfriend circle. It looks like it's going to rain. I was recently in a girlfriend circle, and Thursday, no, it must have been Thursday night, I got to remember. And we got up, and they had drinks. I don't drink alcohol, but they had drinks and cocktails and, appetizers or whatever. And it was like 20 women there, 20 women. And here's the thing I'm going to give you just to set the scene, okay? So there are 20 women there, and they are all races. They are between the ages of like 35 and 55. Like I'm the oldest person there. So between 35, 55, all races. So you got Asian women, white women. There was a couple of Indian women, black women. And some of those women were in relationships, but a lot of them were single. And if I were to guess, I don't know all of them personally, but if I were to guess, most of them were like working women and probably educated women, right? I don't know each and every one of them's level of education, but, they all appeared to be professional women. They were all dressed nice and smelled good and just all the things, very well put together. So you've got 20 women sitting around, and we get to talking about, the dating landscape, right? What some people would say the sexual marketplace, which I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate that term, or the meat market. I do not like that term, but I know that's the term that some people use. So we're talking about the dating landscape and what has changed. What has changed over all these years? Why is it so different? Why is it so drastically different? And, I'm asking all the women. So, tell me about, I literally asked every woman there, tell me about the last date you went on. Tell me about the last dating app experience or date that you went on. And when I tell you, this is what I find so interesting. keep in mind, these are women between 35 and 55. These are, well put together women, attractive women, educated women, all races of women, right? So I'm asking white women this, I'm asking Indian women, I'm asking Asian women, the black women. And there was a similar theme, there was a similar thread that I noticed between all the women. And it is this idea that men are just not up to par. That men are just not up to par. Like they are doing better than all the men that they encounter. And so that's incredibly frustrating for a lot of women. Women expect what they cannot reciprocate. That's actually the only issue. Women expect what they cannot reciprocate. Can you give me an example of that? Okay, because I expect what I bring. So exactly who I am and what I bring, that's what I expect. And maybe I'm an outlier, right? Maybe I'm an outlier. Maybe I'm one of the 20%. I know I am. But I actually expect what I can give. I actually expect what I am. And I've been told that that's a problem. How dare I want what I can bring? So he said, not from a professional standpoint, but from a relationship standpoint. Okay, I am kind. I am fun. I am interesting. I have hobbies and interests that I love and I'm passionate about. I'm a great cook. I am warm. I am affectionate. I love to travel. I love to spend time with my person. I love to laugh. Okay, so I can name relationship things. I love to be useful. I love to be of service, right? I love to give and do for other people. I want to make their lives easier. I can name relationship things. I can and do leave my profession clean off the table. I don't even talk about what I do. I don't even talk about my education. I don't even talk about money. I'm saying, are you a kind person? I am godly. I am righteous. I am healthy and fit. Okay? Those are the things that I am. I am compassionate. I am empathetic. Those are the things that I am, and those are the things I expect. I am respectful, right? I am trustworthy. Like I can name off hundreds of characteristics, hundreds of qualities that have nothing to do with how much I make, what I do, what my education is. Yeah, I can leave all of that off the table. What car I drive, where I live, I can leave all that off the table. And yet and still, I still want what it is that I have. I still want what it is that I bring. Okay? So this is what the consensus was. So a lot of the women there were saying there was low emotional intelligence, low emotional quotient. What does that mean? A person who's not self-aware, a person who does not manage their own emotions well. And we know this historically, that men are the great repressors. They repress emotions. If they're not repressing their emotions, they are feeling their emotions, but they're also not regulating themselves emotionally. So you've got men who just repress every and any emotion they have. And then you have men who feel their emotions, but they let those emotions drive the whole car. They let those emotions get them into trouble. Okay, there is something in between, right? Between repressing your feelings and feeling your feelings and not being regulated. There is something else. Okay, so emotional intelligence, number one, it says, I know how to manage myself well. I know how to manage, my own emotions. I know how to manage my thoughts and feelings well, right? I'm self-aware. Then the second part of emotional intelligence says, I also understand other people. I also understand how to manage relationships with other people well. I can read a room. I can have, appropriate conversation. I can pick up on nonverbal cues. Like that is what emotional intelligence is. Okay. So, okay. Thank you. This is J Star Flicked. Okay, I'm trying, or J star flicked. I think that's it. He says a lot of black men were abused and traumatized by their mothers, so it can be hard to find a comfortable connection with black women. Perhaps, perhaps, there's some truth in that. And so, do you think that has anything to do with? See, I love this conversation. Do you think that has anything to do with men asking the question, what do women bring to the table? So if a man was abused and traumatized by his mother, if he didn't have a good relationship with his mother, if she was not a warm, loving, kind, compassionate person, could he struggle now with defining what a good, loving, kind, compassionate woman is like? Could he struggle in that area if he didn't have a good role model? Could he possibly struggle in that area? I'm just curious. Because like I said, I find it so interesting that men keep saying, what do women bring to the table? And in my, I'm going to always say the same answer, and they still push back. But I say, well, did you have a mother? Well, that's different. That's my mother. I'm related to her. Okay, but she's also a woman. What value did she bring to your life as a woman? So take the fact that she was a mother out of it. She was a woman. What value did she bring to you? Do you have a sister? Do you have a grandmother? Do you have an aunt? What value do these women bring to your life? That's it. That's all I'm asking. So yes, especially if you had a good mother, right? If you had a good mother, if you had a good grandmother, if you had a good sister, if you had a good aunt, right? You should understand the value of women. And here's the biggest value of all, that for some reason, and this is the most logical reason in the world, but men won't accept it. They won't accept this reason. The most logical reason in the world is that you wouldn't be here without her. You would not exist. That's the biggest reason. You wouldn't have made it here. Every human being on the planet, the last I checked, came here by way of a woman's womb. Okay? That's a hell of a value. Like, that's a whole lot of value, because you wouldn't even exist if a woman had not incubated your little tail for 40 weeks, okay, and went through some of the worst you out or got taken out of her womb into the world. That's a whole lot of value, okay? And then if you had a good mother, if you had someone to clothe you and feed you and hug you and rock you and breastfeed you and love you and talk to you and wipe your tears when you cry and kiss your boo-boos. See, if you had a good mother, you should know the value of a woman. But if I'm being honest, can I be honest? Maybe most men, this might be reality. I'm not even trying to be funny. Maybe most men did not have a good mother. And that's why they keep beating this drum of, what do women bring to the table? Women don't add any value. The only thing, that a woman can do for me is her vagina and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you telling on yourself. I did not see any good women in my life. Now, here's the thing. If you're a critically thinking person, that does not mean there are no good women in the world. Okay? You would be, a non-critically thinking person. You would be an immature person to believe that, right? So an immature person believes that, because my mama wasn't good, and because my grandma wasn't good, and because my sister wasn't good, all women are bad. Okay, that's, like, that's not a very mature line of thinking, and it's not critical thinking. Okay? That's all. Let's see. He said, I'm a little older, so yes, but those values were innately instilled in me by my awesome earth. Okay. I'm actually an SEL teacher, so I'm a bit biased. Okay. Okay. But this is not about women being perfect. Like, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, and it's funny because lots of people come to my lives and they don't know me. Like, can I be honest? They don't know me like that. Y'all don't know me like that. And y'all come into my lives and you make all these assumptions, you make all these, well, you trying to say women are perfect. And no, you don't know me very well. Okay. I'm an equal opportunity come for you. Okay. So this is not about women being perfect. This is not about women, not having problems. They have problems. They have psychological problems. They are not perfect. They can be abusive. They can be neglectful. Okay. I just want to say that so we're clear about the conversation that we're having. Okay. That's not this conversation. But because of the level of trauma that people have experienced, conversations like this trigger them. They're unable to stay on topic. They're unable to address the gender that I'm talking about. Right now, she's talking about men. Right now, Anita's talking about men. Tomorrow, Anita may be coming for the women's throats because that's who I am. I am an equal opportunity. I'm coming for you. Okay? But my question to the men is, are women asking for too much? So HRTLSB, your statement about men not being up to par. I'm curious if you're a man or a woman, but yeah, I just want to know, are today's women asking for too much? Rafus93 says modern women are very different than the women of my mother's era. So what women today bring to the table, so to speak, is different. I would love to know how. What's the difference? Like, seriously, what's the difference? He said priorities are different. Okay. I just want clarity. So a woman, let's quantify this a little bit. We're going to say women who are 35 and under, maybe 40 and under. Okay. How are women who are 40 and under different from women who are 40 and older? What's the difference in the value that they have to a man, to a relationship, to a marriage, to a family? What's the difference? I'm really, truly curious. Okay. Say, I'm just listening, right? I'm just listening to the women under 40 and then I'm listening to the women over 40. Here's what I am noticing though, that for many, many, many reasons, women are evolving, right? They are evolving, they are adapting, and some of that is happening by their choice, some of that is happening by their circumstance, right? And because they're now more educated, right? And this is statistically proven that men are not getting educated, formally educated at the rate in which women are. So you've got less men in college. You've got less men in graduate programs. You've got less men. I got to look at the numbers on medical school, law school. I'm going to look at those numbers because I'd be curious. But you've got less men getting formally educated. And I just wonder, it's been proven because of the hypergamous nature of women that we want a mate, especially today, this is what's so interesting. So 2024, most women do want a mate that is as educated as them. That's something that I'm noticing that's different. So my mom had, she had a degree from Howard University. My dad did not make it past the 8th grade. Okay. My dad has always been an entrepreneur. He's always owned his own business and he's always like hustled like you would not believe. My dad is 82 years old and he still works. Like this man is I kid y'all not. I'm sitting here picking up a friend's child from the park, from the soccer practice. Ain't no sun in the sky. It's cloudy as heck. It looks like it's getting ready to rain. And my phone overheated. So I don't understand it, y'all. I'm sitting in the car. The car is on. The air is on. I don't know what it is that's making my phone overheat. So y'all please excuse me. Please excuse me. Okay, back to what I was saying. So I think that what women are asking for, if I'm being honest, is simple. It's not too much, but it's different. I think that's what's got men's minds all messed up. What women are asking for is just different. It's different than what men. Thank you so much, sweetie. He said your hair looks great. Thank you. It's different than what men are used to giving. And if there's men on here, hello, I would love your opinion on that. Okay? Can I be honest? I think it's just different. I think what women are asking is different than what you're used to giving. I think that's the disconnect. That's what's not, it ain't connecting. Okay? So instead of you providing and protecting, or instead of you, I don't know, fixing things or whatever else it is that men do, cleaning the car and all of that, women are actually saying, I need emotional connection. I need to feel seen and heard. I need intellectual conversation. I need, oh, this is, y'all tell me how y'all feel about this one. I need help around the house. I need, dishes washed and laundry done and bathrooms cleaned and vacuuming floors, right? I think what women want is different. That is the disconnect. What women want is very different than what men are used to giving. What men have historically given to their women, women don't want that anymore. Women don't want that. And let me go here. I'm going to validate the men for a second. Men, can you not agree that the things that you want from women, women are no longer giving you? So if I could be so bold, I'm going to make a bold claim. I think that's the problem. Men want from women something different than what women are giving. And women want from men something different than men are giving. Okay? All right. Most men don't achieve success until their late 20s or early 30s. Women often expect men to already have it all together rather than recognizing them as a work in progress. That is something that I will definitely attest to that's different today in 2024. Like I told you, in my mom's day, her and my dad got married. I want to say my mom was 20 or 21. She was fresh out of college, and my dad is a year older. And that was kind of the expectation, that if you were going to marry young, you knew the person, you were marrying potential, right? You were marrying that person's potential because they hadn't done anything. And that was on both sides of the fence. So my dad didn't know what my mom could do. My mom didn't know what my dad could do. That was a given back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. That was a given. But now in 2024, I do find that to be very problematic. Because the truth is, if you marry a person before 35, to some extent, you are marrying potential. And I do think that if you know how to choose dark horses, I talked about this ad nauseum on my channel. You have to know how to choose a dark horse. If you choose a dark horse, you're golden. Okay? You don't have no problems. Yeah, the person don't have a whole lot of anything now, but they will. They will. Okay? And supporting their vision until they reach a point where they can match or surpass the woman's level. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's something that unfortunately in 2024, between the advent of dating apps, social media, porn and OnlyFans and all this other crap, all this convoluted crap. I mean, I think that has a lot to do with it. And just the culture being, so obsessed with money, I think that's got something to do with it. Keith, elite. They have to properly communicate what they want instead of getting angry. Okay, agreed. I help clean and hold down the household duties. That's excellent. And trust me, to me, that is very unique, even though I am finding more and more men that are doing that, but that is very unique on your part, because a lot of complaints I get from women is not getting help around the house, not getting help with the children. That's still very much a large complaint. He says at least men are willing to meet women halfway. Are they? Are they willing to meet women halfway? Because there are some. Women want Superman, but on all fronts and facets. Okay. For what they actually give, yes, they are asking for too much. And again, I want you to fill in the gaps. What are women giving? What are they giving? Or I guess, what are they not giving? What do you want? That's the bottom line. What do you want as a man? Right? What do you want? Because I've already just assessed. I've just diagnosed the problem. I've just diagnosed the problem right here on this live. Number one, women are not giving men what men really want. And number two, women are asking men to give them what they don't want to give. Right? They're asking them to give them something different than what men are used to giving. That's the problem. Okay? So men want women to be fit, feminine, fun, and flirty. They want sex. They want home cooking or a clean house or mannerly children or beauty and youth and fit, all the things, right? They don't want degrees. They don't want, expensive cars and purses and, they don't want all these big businesses and all of that, right? Y'all want women to be fit, flirty, fun, all the things, feminine, right? But women are saying, I want a more emotionally intelligent man. I want a man to help out around the house. I want a man to help with the children. I want emotional connection. And I don't think men are used to giving that, right? To be honest, men are underachieving professionally. Y'all, I got ants in my car. It's driving me crazy. And women are underachieving emotionally for men, but it's more so a kind of systematic thing. And I don't get the thumbs. I don't got the thumbs for that right now. Okay. Okay. The quality of person determines how they will deal with you in relationship. I agree. All right. Not many women help without being asked. You have to take a sense of ownership where you live, whether alone or married. Okay. It's 2024. The working ideologies and economy has changed things up. The disconnect is often from what I've seen and experienced. There's a lot of battling in their past. Okay. Interesting. I will say that the dates that women require are unrealistic. Unless you are dating a man with big money, he is not going to take you to a 5-star restaurant. And if I'm being honest, I've already talked to the women about this. You need to assess straight away what the date is for. That's what's messing y'all up. I am going on dates with men to assess their character, to assess their level of commitment, to be a husband. Period. Point blank. I am not going out on dates for fun. I'm not going out on dates for food. I am not going out on dates for sex. I am not going out on dates for the gram. I am not going out on dates for any other reason. A man asks me out. If I find him physically attractive, I go out with him. On that first date, I let him know why I accepted his date straight away. So just so you know, I'm on this date because I would like to be a wife again one day. And I would love to find a man that wants that too. See, first date, I let a man know this ain't fun. Okay? I'm not broke and need a meal. None of that is the case. So it's irregardless where he takes me, what we do, all of that is irregardless. I am here for him, right? I am listening to what he talks about and determining if he's asking me questions. And I am trying to observe him and I'm getting all this data. That's the only reason why I go out on dates. I have turned down many a date because guess what? If we talk on the phone, and the man is like, yeah, I don't ever see myself getting married again. Or, yeah, I don't ever, want to do X, Y, and Z. I go, oh, okay, well, that's too bad. Well, can we get up? No. Because why? Why? Why would we be getting up? Right? That doesn't even come close to my ultimate goal. Okay? So, yeah, that part I get. But I think both loud men and loud women want, but don't want to be supportive in areas that the partner is weak in. A lot of unspoken expectations are leading to premeditated resentments. Agreed. They give us what they think we want. Agreed. And that's why you have got to get skilled. And you know what? I'm going to pick on the men. You ready? I'm going to pick on the men. I sure am. 80%. 80% of y'all have two problems. You ready? And that keep in mind, I'm 56. I have met thousands of men in my lifetime. Thousands. Not only men that I've dated, the man that I was married to, other people's men, my family member men, my colleagues men, just men everywhere. Thousands. I have crossed the paths of thousands of men. Here's the one thing I know about 80% of them. You ready? Y'all have two problems. Number one, you do not communicate verbally your wants, needs, and desires or expectations. You do not have the courage or the fortitude to open your mouth and say, hey, this doesn't work for me. Or, hey, this is what I want. Or, hey, this is my expectation. You don't. So you don't say anything. Y'all are the kings of go with the flow. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to go with the flow. I'm seeing some stuff. I'm hearing some stuff. I'm not liking this. I'm not cool with that. You don't say anything. Your mouth don't open one time. You don't verbalize it. You don't write it in a letter. You don't put it in a text. You don't put it in a note. It just go unsaid. Then the second camp, and this is about 80%, like I said, 80% of men is either one or two. The second camp is you open your mouth all right, and it is crass. It is disrespectful. It is profane. It is rude. It is said in a way that is triggering. Like it is the delivery. It is the delivery. Okay. It's the delivery of what you saying. And because the delivery is so crazy, we can't even really digest the content of your words because you're cussing and you're loud and you're animated and you're, but it's one or two or both. Okay. For women to understand the sacrifice we make to go against our nature for their happiness, and it's still not enough. I understand it, and I'm trying to help other women understand it. The guys on this are probably pretty solid, so most wouldn't be able to tell you because we're not on that mindset. I agree. Yes, dates equal collecting data. Exactly. So you would go on a date with a man that you are less physically attracted to? Probably not. Why? Like, my intention is to make him my husband. Why would I marry a man that I'm less physically attracted to? And remember, I'm not talking about a 10 out of 10, right? Because we've already discussed my hypergamous nature. I've already given you all that, if I was rating myself, I'm probably a strong 6. And the man I desire is a 6.5, maybe a 7. So I don't need the attraction to be a 10 out of 10. I don't need the attraction to be out of this world, but I'm not going to go on a date with a man that I'm not attracted to, that I don't want to put my mouth on his mouth, because I only date with the intention of finding my husband. So I guess you think I should marry a man that I'm not attracted to? No, I'm good. It can't be indecisiveness, lust, and control. Hey, Alta. Okay. I would appreciate your info on your channel. I appreciate your info on your channel because I have found a good woman. Excellent. We have chemistry and a connection. I have taken info here and applied it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I love to hear it. Because women won't provide a safe space. I agree with that. And the one thing I tell women, I actually agree with that one. One thing I tell women, I say, look, y'all don't know when to be quiet. You don't know when to pick your battles. You don't know how to keep a secret. You don't know how to not weaponize what people tell you and what you find out about them. That's the biggest one of all. Like, no lies told. Like, I'm not even going, there's no lies told right there. I can't tell you how many women. I've had women bring their men into therapy, and things that are said in the therapy room, which is a safe space, they have weaponized it. And look, I'm just sitting there looking like, this is why we in this predicament. This is why you having these problems. Like, this is the one space that should be safe, and here you go, throwing it up. So I agree with that. But when we do that, women feel like they are being attacked. No, I disagree. I think you all, so let me round about. You ready? Because I'm tangential, y'all. I'm tangential. I'm going to bring it back. I believe men need to be coached, right? I'm going to use that word coached because y'all know about sports and all of that. I believe men need to be coached. They need to learn how to effectively communicate with women. Why do I say that? Because even pickup artistry, even the red pill. So the guys who are into pickup artistry and the red pill, and they're teaching you how to get laid, and they're teaching you what to say, and they're teaching you what to wear. Okay, I'm not mad. I tell all the red pill guys I know, all the content creators, I'm not mad. Please teach these men. Teach these men. Look, I'm going to post later today. I'm going to post some video by Dr. Orion Teraband where he said, it's a lot of men out here that need to work on how they dress. They need to get a haircut. They need to work on their hygiene. Basic things will make them more attractive to women. They need to learn how to talk to women. They need to learn how to effectively express themselves. Amen. Amen. So that's what needs to be learned. It's not the fact that, I can't say nothing or else. No, you just need to learn how to do it. That's all. You need some coaching. I was married to that man for 23 years. A lot of guys don't verbalize. That's true. That's in y'all's nature. Like, don't deny that. Society programs you to be that way. Society programs you to repress it, to push it down, push it down, push it down. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. And then you explode, and the woman's like, what is happening? Why are you tripping? Okay? So I think what women want is more commitment from men. I noticed that there is a very big lack of commitment from men. Agreed. But the men will tell you the reason why they're not giving commitment is because the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It's just not worth it anymore. You can't have it both ways. Agreed. A lot of the time when men express how they experience, they are women. It's shot down with denial, protest, and sign language. The delivery is like that usually after the frustration or protracted amount of time passed without fulfilling requests. Could be. Okay. Most women should only date with the intention to marry. Why don't they understand that intentions are important? I agree. Hold on, I got a question here. Do you believe one should communicate their expectations or allow the person to figure it out? I've always said communicate your expectations. I've always said that. The whole let people do what they want to do, that's dumb advice. That's immature advice. Can we be honest? I'm a grown up. I'm a grown woman. The reason why people give that weak, emotionally immature advice is because they don't have the discernment. They don't use time. Like, I use all the skills to vet a man. I use my intuition. I use discernment. I use spirituality. I use time. Like, I can give you the entire blueprint. I can give you the entire blueprint to get Anita to be your woman. And okay, let's say you do it. Right? You do everything I list. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait. And I'm going to wait. And I'm going to wait. And I'm going to wait some more. And I'm going to keep my legs closed while I'm waiting. I'm going to stay off my knees while I'm waiting. I'm going to stay off my back while I'm waiting. And who you really are is going to show up. See? I'm going to observe you. I'm going to observe how you treat other people. I'm going to observe how you treat me. That's what people are not willing to do, right? They don't know how to use the other skills so that them saying, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want. What's your expectation of me? This is my expectation of you.
right? And especially today, people are so inconsistent. People are so all over the place because of dopamine addiction. Like, ain't nobody gonna take your script and fulfill it perfectly for 10 years. They can't even do it for 10 days. like that's what's so mind altering. Please tell people what you want. But then wait an extended amount of time. Keep track, keep a chart if you need to, and see if that person consistently does what you need them to do. It's not hard. If the delivery is poor, the pot is probably boiling over at that point. I agree. And that's why I see there's number one. That's why I said number one and number two. Number one says that as soon as it happens, I discuss it. So I can be in my right mind. So I'm not screaming, yelling, cussing, and fussing. But see, if you're not doing number one, you're guilty of number two. They take advice from the women who raised them and their relationships, marriages didn't work out. Oh, this is for women? Could be. Keith Ellett, I am not taking people on live, and I don't normally, unless it is scheduled. I do not allow people onto my live. So my apologies, but yeah, unless it's a scheduled live, I normally don't just have people come up on live. Because honestly, I don't know how long I'm going to be on live. All right. I know, sure, I communicate my expectations with love, care, and respect in a tone where it's calm and peaceful. And I've been told that I'm attacking them or controlling. Baby, you have the wrong women. You have the wrong women. You have emotionally manipulative women. You have emotionally immature women. That's it. That's all that's telling you. Now, you do with that what you will. But to me, that's it. That's a sign. And you needed to take that sign. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here talking like a normal person. And this woman is busting out crying and saying, how dare you talk to me that way? And oh my gosh, and you're offending me. That right there is a sign of a woman who will never take accountability in your relationship. She will never take responsibility in the relationship. Do you understand? So that's on you. You now have to take that information and go, oh, she one of them. See? She one of them. That's it. When people show you who they are, believe them. Exactly. Yep. All right. Keith, you're welcome. If you need a one-on-one session right now, one-on-one coaching sessions are 25% off. You are welcome to go to my pillar link in my bio and you can schedule a session. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it. Look, I have it happen in my counseling office where the husband and wife come in. And so the husband has emailed me, hey, I want to talk about this issue and I'm going to use all the tools you give me. I'm going to be cool, calm, and collected, and I'm going to choose my words wisely, and I'm going to do this. And look, sometimes I even give him a script. So he come into the session and he look at his phone and he start reading from the script. And look, here we go. Why are you doing this? Why are you attacking me? Why are you? And here we go, right? So then he look over at me and I go, keep going, right? Keep talking. Like, ain't nobody falling for that, right? Ain't nobody falling for that. You gonna sit here and listen to this. I had one lady, this is a true story. Because I said, keep going. And he kept reading, he kept talking. She just stood up and walked out. She just stood up and walked out of session. And I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, that's what you got. That's what you got. Right? That's what you have. This woman is telling you, you will not hold me accountable. You will not hold me responsible. You will not be able to express your wants and needs and don't wants of me. You will not be able to, in a calm, respectful manner, express what you want and need from me. You will not. I will not allow it. I said, and trust, this is not a new thing. This is something that happened while y'all were dating. This is something that happened when you were courting this woman. And here we are 5 years, 10 years later. But this should have been checked then. Okay? This is one of those things that you should have checked then. But you didn't. You didn't. And now you're married to a person that is manipulative. You're married to a person that's not going to take accountability or responsibility. If we can't have a normal, healthy conversation about me and my stuff, And I'm so triggered, I'm so shame filled that I've got to cry and run out of the session and I just can't take it. I'm not dealing with this. That's a problem. That you can't have a healthy relationship with a person like that. You can't. Wow, you just gave me confirmation. I've been saying everything you just said, even about the accountability. Yeah. So now you got to figure out. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You got to figure out what you're going to do at this point. But you are dealing with someone, specifically a woman, who is emotionally immature, who is not, who's manipulative, and who is not ready, to have a hard conversation. We need to have a hard conversation. And it's going to sting a little. Some shame is going to come up. Some feelings are going to come up, and you got to fight through them. You got to fight through them. Marriage counseling dodgers too. Yep, I got several of those. One and done. Yep. If I'm being honest, so since I've been in business for myself, or let me think. Since I've been a therapist, let's see, I would say, how many one and done sessions? Oh my gosh. I would say 20 to 25% of them. So 20 to 25% of the couples I see are one and done. That one session, they like, Look, I even have a small percentage of people that when they have the consult, like I do a Zoom consult with the couple and I ask some hard questions in the consult. They don't even hire me. They like, I ain't going to that lady. She ain't calling me out. She not telling me about myself. Women have no stamina. They treat relationships like a sprint. They fizzle out right in the middle. Relationships are like a marathon. Yes, I have definitely witnessed that women, because remember what I always say, women have been historically pedestalized. So they're not, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are not built for the long game. They're not built for the cross-country race, right? So that's something that I think we need to work on. He said man or woman. Yeah, I think we need to work on that. Right now, I'm seeing that amongst men too. That honestly, can I be honest? Nobody knows how to be consistent. Nobody knows how to show up consistently, right? I have dudes that don't consistently text. I have dudes that don't consistently call. I have dudes that don't consistently go on dates. Yeah, I just, like I said, but I just want you to understand that women who are 40 and below and women who are 40 and above, the experience is slightly different, and I'm saying slightly, and the reason why I'm saying that is because, yes, please, INTL_bookie, please ask a question. Okay, here we go. Has anyone ever said you came off intimidating, and is that because they feel like you treat potential suitors as clients? Here is something I want you to understand. Right now, I'm going to be brutally honest. What you see online is a persona. And men need to understand this. That's why I don't date men who have social media. I don't date men who come in my DMs. I don't date men who send me messages through Facebook. I don't date men who know anything about my platform. I don't. Because this is a persona, right? This is a business. This is what I do. This is part of what I do for a living. So you need to understand, and a lot of men don't get this. They either want to date me because this is what they want to show up on the date, or they want to date me because they want to see if something different shows up on the date. But the bottom line is this. This is a persona. This is not who shows up on a date with you. Okay? I do not pathologize people. I don't even do that much talking, if I'm being honest. I don't do a lot of talking on dates. I let men talk. I ask them a few questions. I let them talk. They ask me questions. I answer those questions pretty succinctly. But I actually don't do a lot of talking on dates. I do more listening. I do more observing. I do a lot of smiling, and I do a lot of flirting, right? That's what I do on dates. So what you see here is not who I am on a date. It's not even who I am at the grocery store. It's not even who I am at the post office. It's not even who I am sitting out here at the park. I'm making this live, but when this live is over, Anita's going to go out there. She's going to pleasantly greet all the parents and talk to everybody. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh God, you're so good. I'm totally different. Totally different. Right? I leave work at work. So I'm not diagnosing you. I'm not pathologizing you. I'm not talking about my work. I'm not talking about my content creation. I'm not talking about any of that. Who I am on a date is totally different. Totally different. Okay? So I just want people to understand that. Sometimes people will get lost in your persona. They will think they know you because they see you online. They look at your videos and they feel like they know you. And this ain't me. Like, this is a persona. This is not the private me, and it is certainly not the inner me. Okay? This is a persona that I wear out here in the world, and it is a part of me, but it isn't even close to being all of me. So I just want people to understand that. But if they are not tuned in, would that not put them at a disadvantage for a relationship to work? If they're not tuned in, you mean tuned in to why would they be? Like, why would they watch my content? Like, that's a real question. Why would a man go on my platform, watch my content, watch my videos? What would be the point of that? Right? The reality is this. I don't date men with social media. I don't date men with social media. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Right? The men I tend to date, the men I tend to attract, they're out there in the world and they're doing something amazing. They don't have time for social media. They don't have time to post or keep up with what other people are doing or scroll. Like, they're running companies and they're doing nonprofits and they've got real estate companies and they've got other businesses and, they're entrepreneurs or they have a high post job in some sort of company they just don't have time. So I'm not sure what watching my content, what would be the point of that? Is age a deal breaker for you? I recently dated a man 10 years older than me. That's the first time ever in life I've ever gone that much older. But I was open because from what I've been told is that I need to now target older men, right? And that kind of makes me young, in their eyes. So that's what I was told by a very renowned matchmaker. She said for me to start targeting men 62 and above, 63 and above. So that's what I've been doing. And then younger, most of the men I've dated are younger. I wouldn't go younger. I probably wouldn't go more than 10 years younger. So all depends. Flirting is a lost art for millennial women. I agree. They suck at it. I agree. Every time I take a millennial woman under my wing and we go out, they suck at it. And they're just like, how come these men are buying you drinks and they paying for the food and this and that? Because, girl, you don't know how to flirt. You don't know how to make a man feel good. You don't know how to stroke a man's ego. Do you think men get inconsistent after they get to know you and realize they don't like you like that? Sometimes inconsistencies can be due to a lack of interest. It can. And so either way, right? So if a man is inconsistent, regardless of the reason, I just take it as, okay, this isn't going to work for me. So whether it's a loss of interest, whether it's he just doesn't have the stamina to maintain a relationship, to me, it doesn't matter. I just know I don't want it. I don't want inconsistent men. That's it. Most definitely, I pursue of interest. Women have to show interest as well. Agreed. Because you're hot, LOL, thank you. Would I date younger? Yes, maybe 10 years. I think 10 years is probably as low as I would go. So that would be 46. And I have dated a man 10 years younger, 46. So yeah, just understand that I don't think women are asking too much. I think they're asking for something different. And that is why there's a disconnect, right? Because women are working, because women are, and I mean, they have really good jobs. I have clients right now that sometimes it blows my mind, the jobs they have, right? I have clients making millions of dollars. Like, every time they say that, I'm just like, you are? Like, what? Yeah, they're making millions of dollars doing what they're doing. Okay. They're building 10,000 square foot homes. right? They're making money. Okay. And they got high post jobs and, they look great. And I'm like, wow. So just understand that woman, this whole idea of the, provide and protect, she's definitely going to be like, what else she got? Like, what else, Okay. Right. She's going to hear that and she's going to go, okay. And if you don't have anything else, you're in trouble. She wants something different. She wants something different. Okay, he says, if I saw you on the street, I would shoot my shot and I'm 49. All right, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Their money doesn't matter. It doesn't to a masculine man. It doesn't. But just understand, because of where society is going, the woman is saying, yeah, I don't want that. I don't need that. Now, keep in mind, we're not talking about 22, 25-year-old sugar babies. Because those women, see, this is the difference. You have your boss chicks, and then you got your sugar babies. Sugar babies want your money. Sugar babies want the $500 date. Sugar babies want the bottle service. Sugar babies want the private, that's sugar babies, right? When I use the term sugar babies, that's women between 20 and 30. That's women who don't have no money of their own. Like, that's women who, from the streets, or maybe they're in school, maybe they're a college student. Sugar babies are the ones that y'all keep talking about. Well, they need this and they need that. That's sugar babies. But 35, 40-year-old women who are accomplished, who are educated, and who make, $1 million doing whatever, okay. Like, they gonna tell you, okay. Like, I don't need a $500 dinner. I don't need to be flued out. Like, do you have a brain? Okay. Do you have a brain? Do you have an intellect? Do you have something interesting to talk about? Do you have emotional intelligence? Can you connect with a woman on an emotional level? Can you feel the words that I'm telling you? Like, that's what they're after. And I get it. Y'all don't want what they're bringing. So that's the disconnect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The woman is bringing, her money and all that other stuff. And see, most men don't want that. So that's why I say there's a disconnect. That's the disconnect, is that women are saying, I'm accomplished and I've got this and I've got that and I've got money. But most masculine men don't want that. That's all. So that, in my opinion, is the disconnect. Okay? Their money doesn't matter. It's cool, but what type of mom, wife would you be if we were together? I agree with you. And that's what masculine men should be checking for, right? It would be a turnoff for you to pursue a woman who was highly educated and great at her job and her field. And that's, to me, that's like, but do you have nurturing? Like, can you kiss boo-boos? Can you, make nutritious meals? Can you, are you willing to take off if our child is sick? Right? I get it. Because that's who I am. I am a woman with a career, not a career woman. And gentlemen, there is a difference. Okay? So y'all keep talking about how, things have changed as far as financially and you can't live off of one income and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Then that means you need a woman with a career, not a career woman. There is a difference between those two women. Okay. How do you navigate a woman who feels like them showing interest is chasing the male and they aren't willing to do so? I need you to understand something. Women are by design receiving and receptive. We are receiving and receptive. And by that, I mean, a man's going to initiate and the woman's going to reciprocate. Okay? Initiate, reciprocate. Initiate, reciprocate. That's the dance. Once you all take that away, that's a problem for a feminine woman. A feminine woman is not going to initiate. Okay? I'm going to drop my hanky. I'm going to look across the room with you with some eyes. But other than that, I'm not going to do anything else because I am the receiver. The sperm swims to the egg. My vagina, accepts your penis. So that's how God intended it. For us to receive you, that means you gotta initiate. You gotta thrust. Okay? So if you're okay with that, initiate, reciprocate. Initiate, reciprocate. If you're okay with that dance, you should be fine. If she is not reciprocating, it's over. See? It's over. Any good woman you know, I'm 29, no kids, and financially secured. Okay, so there's a woman on this live right now who may be interested. Okay, so you 29, no, I think you might be a little too young, but I don't know. I don't know. You don't have your picture. See, that's the thing. You got to have your picture. Older women are, for the most part, stuck in their ways, and who wants to deal with someone who chose to take on a man role and has no submissive skills? Unfortunately, I want an old-fashioned date where we sit up at the table, eat ice cream, and get to know each other. But to a lot of women, that's lame. Okay, but you just gotta, I'm gonna be frank with you. Right now, you ready? To 80% of women, that is lame. That means you need an outlier. You need to focus on the 20%. There are 20% of women out there that don't think that's lame. They simply want a connection. They simply want to get to know a man. They want the authentic him. They don't want a mask, or they don't want you to pretend to be someone you're not, especially if you're not going to keep that going. They just want to get to know a man. But you are going to have to look for the 20% of women that are like that. Can you define emotional intelligence for the class, Miss Nita? So number one, it means that I have a good sense of myself. It means that I know myself. It means that I am aware of my emotions and I know how to express my emotions in a regulated way. The second part is that I also understand others. I also know how to be in relationship with other people. I know how to read body language. I know how to read cues and read the room. I have a healthy way of communicating with others, right? I can hold space for them and their emotions. That is what emotional intelligence is. It starts with you first. So I get to know myself. I become self-aware. And I figure myself out, my emotions, and then I regulate those emotions. Then I go outside of myself and I learn about others. And I figure them out. And I show up in ways that are socially acceptable and you know, appropriate. Okay? And if I'm being honest, a lot of men do struggle. Like they as a gender, they struggle with, number one, knowing themselves and their emotions, feeling the emotions without, you know, being dysregulated. They struggle with that. And then number two, a lot of men are socially awkward. A lot of men don't have any, you know, effective communication skills. They don't know how to effectively express themselves. It is a soft skill. So I understand why men are not taught that, or they don't learn that, because it's a soft skill. And for a lot of men, they're like, how's that going to make me money? You know, what does that have to do with my money? How am I going to make money? But here's the thing. You see all these male content creators, you see all these male YouTubers, they have the gift of gab and they make money. They make money with the gift of gab. They are effective communicators, right? Tony Gaskins, one of my favorite male content creators. When I tell you, this man makes millions. And it is because he is an effective communicator. So that's what men don't understand. Being able, it's almost like selling. Men who are capable of selling, men who are capable of like salesmanship, those men can have anything they want. It's a soft skill, but it's like more men need to be taught that. More men need to understand how to express themselves in a way that's effective. How to sell yourself to a woman, right? And you're going to use your verbal words. You're going to use your style. You're going to use your body language. A lot of men need to learn that. Okay? All right. Explain the difference between the first, which is just you as a person. I know myself. I understand myself. I'm self-aware. Okay. So I need to book a session. Okay. There is a wonderful little book. This is my recommendation for people who want to learn about emotional intelligence. There is a wonderful little book. It is called, and I'm going to look it up right now. It's called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. And I'm going to tell you who the author is if I can find it. There we go. I want to say it's Tom Bradford. That sounds familiar. But it's a quick read. When I tell you, you can read that book in 2 days. That's how quick the read is. But that's the book that I give to all my male clients when we are working on emotional intelligence. So Emotional Intelligence 2.0, I'm going to see if I can pull it up, because my service right here is crazy. That is the book that I recommend that you get. It's available on Amazon. You can get it in the bookstore. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I'm going to tell you the author. But that is a must read. I feel like every man and woman needs to read that book. So the first part of it is about you. Okay. The second part of it is about others. That's the perfect date to me. She says she liked the ice cream date. Explain career women, BS women with a career. Hello. Okay. So career woman, I sure will. I'm going to check the questions. A career woman is a woman who prioritizes her career. So if she was an attorney, let's say she's a high-powered attorney at a firm, and she's married and she has 2 children. So she's going to prioritize her career. She's going to get her worth and value from her career. If one of her kids gets sick on a Monday and she has to be in court, she's going to call her mother. She's going to call her grandmother or her sister or her aunt, and she's going to have that person come over and sit with her child. She's going to go to court. She's going to fight her case. A woman with a career, she prioritizes her family, herself, her husband. She prioritizes her responsibilities as a woman over her career. Okay? I am a woman with a career. I cannot tell you how many times I had a full day of clients and an emergency came up and all them appointments got canceled. Okay? I was like, my mother is sick. My mother's in the ER. My daughter's in the ER. Like, my family and my children and my husband all come before my career. That's the difference. You have to find a woman with a career and not a career woman. Y'all, it will not let me pull it up. I don't know why. Do emotional immature women really want an emotional intelligent man or a yes man? Emotionally immature women? Emotionally immature women. I mean, emotionally immature women, they want it all, right? They're not going to show up. They're not ready for it, but they want it all. Emotionally immature women want it all. They're just like, yeah, I want it all, you know? And, okay. Gene Greaves and Travis Bradberry. Those are the authors of Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Okay. I finally got it to come up. But yeah, emotionally immature women want everything. Okay. Those are the women that you need to avoid. Hey, you can join the show tomorrow, but hopefully we can get you on in the future. Yes, I hope so. Yeah, I do need notice. That's the thing. I have to have notice. My book is full, okay? My book is full Tuesday through Saturday. And look, people don't be believing me. They don't be believing me. Even if I go on a date, a man will get mad because I will say to him, like he will call on a Saturday morning, oh, let's drive to DC. Sir, I have a business, sir. I have a day full of clients. Well, why can't you be spontaneous? That's not my life right now. I'm a business owner. And I have to run a business. And then look, the gentleman that I dated that I told y'all about that was 10 years older, he's basically retired. So it's like, bro, I'm not retired, okay? I got bills. I got a mortgage. I got a car note. Like, I'm not retired. So that's the thing. That's my problem with the older gentlemen is, see, they retired or semi-retired and they want to go places and do things at the drop of a hat. I don't work that way. I don't. So that's just me right now. Okay. So yeah. Okay. But, hold on. HRTLSB. There is a young lady on the live that if you had your picture in your profile, maybe I could introduce you. But because I don't know what you look like, see, that's the problem. You need a picture in your profile. So that is my diagnosis. I think women want something different. I think that's the disconnect. They don't want too much. They just want something different. They want something different than what men want to give. And let's add to this story, what they want to give is not what men want. Okay, so that is the disconnect, right? Men want a certain thing that women are not giving. Women want men to give them a certain thing. And men are like, I'm not used to giving that. I don't know what that is. I think that's the disconnect. When you get married, you can just make your practice smaller and do it a few days a week to still service your clients. You know, right now, if I'm being honest with you, so whether I get married or not, I have a 5-year plan. I am setting up a 5-year plan so that 70% of my income will be semi-passive, right? So I'm working on that for myself. Whether I'm married or not, I don't plan on working like this. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I ain't no spring chicken. I'm not planning on working this hard. But I am putting some things in place. So about 5 years from now, number one, my mortgage will be paid off. Number two, I will have systems in place where those systems will just generate income, right? So living mortgage free, living car note free, putting systems in place, right? And then, you know, like I said, 70% of my income is semi-passive. And then I will see 5-10 clients a week and I will be just fine, you know? So that's a goal just for myself personally. Okay. Women Are from Venus, Men Are from Mars, a great old school book that really sums it up. I agree. Now, here's what I would encourage you to do. Dr. John Gray has actually updated his book, and it is called Beyond Mars and Venus. And I really encourage you to read that book, because one of the things, so I love Dr. John Gray. I've had the pleasure of speaking with him by Zoom. And the one criticism I had was that the book was written, 30 plus years ago. And, you know, we had talked about, like, it's different. Like, men are different, women are different. And so he went in maybe about 4 or 5 years ago and he wrote Beyond Mars and Venus. So I would love for you to check that book out. That's his most recent book, where he did kind of update like what he's seeing now, what's different between men and women, and how to work with that, like how to work with the differences between men and women. So I would definitely recommend you check that out. Okay. But that's my diagnosis. And if I'm being honest, I think it's an individual solution. Like, each man and each woman has to come up with an individual solution, right? So for instance, I meet a man, that man is feeling me, I'm feeling him. He and I would have to sit down and he would say, you know, okay, well, this is what I want. Like, these are the things I want from being in a committed relationship. These are the things I need being in a marriage. I said, okay, and these are the things that I want. These are the things that I need. And we would negotiate. Now, a lot of people hate when I use that word, especially related to relationships. So, like, that sounds like a business deal. Y'all are still operating under this idea that love is enough. Like, it does not matter what chemistry we have. It does not matter, you know, all the love. That's great. Like I said, that's a wonderful thing. But if I'm being honest, a lot of you all, you know, you're putting too much weight on that. That's why the relationships aren't working. You've actually got to do what works. You've actually got to put a little more practicality into these relationships. You're jumping into these relationships based on love and chemistry and lust and sex. And then when you realize, oh, this person get on my damn nerves. Like, this person, you know, don't have good character. This person don't have good morals. This person, you know, doesn't have good work ethic. Now you got a problem. Like, you got to introduce some of that practical stuff in the beginning. I do. I look at a man very practically. I don't care what he do for my nether region. Okay. I don't care how tingly it get. I collect data. I make sure that I'm paying attention. And yes, it's a negotiation. We come together and we negotiate. What do you want? What do you need? Here's what I want. Here's what I need. We find a way to meet each other's needs. See, that's it. So I have dated men where, I've done all the cooking because I love to cook. I'm actually a really good cook. I've also dated men that they love to cook. So that's something we would negotiate. I enjoy doing laundry. I actually prefer to do it. I prefer to do all the laundry. I prefer to do all the cooking. But what I don't like doing, I don't like cleaning toilets. I don't like washing dishes. So we would negotiate all of that. We would make sure that everything was being done in the home and that we each took ownership of our part of it. And then we did it. That's it. Okay. I would make it clear to him, this is the concerted time I want us to spend together. And, I want us to schedule it. I want us to schedule that every Sunday or every Wednesday or every whatever, this is our time to prioritize our relationship. You have people married right now that are thinking about everything but their marriage. They're doing everything for everybody but each other. That's twisted. And that is not God's way. So, no, I want to be prioritized, and I want my husband to prioritize me, and I'm going to prioritize him. Like, I didn't just get with you just because. Like, I got with you because you and I share a connection. You and I are compatible. You and I have agreed to meet each other's needs. Like, that's why we're doing this. So, yeah, she said marriage is serious business. Exactly. All right, last question. So if you explain to your significant other that her being a career woman is causing problems in the relationship, and you provide alternative supportive sources that she doesn't have to work too much, but she doesn't trust my leadership even after reassurance. Y'all, I'm not going to say this again. 90% of relationship success depends on who you choose. Okay? So a lot of these issues, a lot of these problems, they unfortunately are mired in who you chose. That's why I work with singles so vehemently, because I'm like, please make a good choice. Please make a good choice so you're not back in my office with your spouse. Make a good choice. Y'all are choosing all the wrong people, and then you running into my office. Well, she don't listen, and he don't do this, and she do that, and we ain't had no sex. I was like, God, dang it. Dang it. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. Once you are legally married, like, I'm never going to tell someone to leave their marriage unless they're being abused. I'm never going to tell someone to leave their marriage. You are in a tight spot. You are in a tight spot. You got to do everything and anything you can to renegotiate terms. That's what I'm going to say. You just got to renegotiate terms. So I'm dealing with the wrong woman. Yeah. Yeah. Because trust and respect, don't ever forget that. Trust and respect is the hallmark of a healthy relationship. If there is no trust on either side, if there is no respect on either side, you got nothing. You got a whole lot of nothing. Okay? That's it. That's it. So that's why trust and respect is so paramount. It is so paramount. And it's something that you can see from day one. It's so paramount. But if a woman won't even allow you to plan a date, this is what I keep telling men. Y'all better start listening. If you can't plan the first date, if you can't take the woman wherever you want to take her, if you get blowback, if you get a whole lot of abort. Abort the mission, okay? She can't even trust you enough to plan a date to take her on. Abort. I don't know what else to say. Abort. Okay, well, I don't know about that. I don't want to go there. Can we go here? Can we do this? Just walk away. Okay, that's it. That's it. Do you believe in prenuptial agreements? Most definitely. I think it should be standard. Just like I already told y'all, doing premarital therapy should be standard. You shouldn't be issued a marriage license unless you have a certificate that you have been to 6 sessions of premarital counseling. So I think it should come standard. Okay? I think it should come standard. Since y'all so scared of losing the money y'all don't have, can you ask her why she doesn't trust you to lead her? Right. And don't get me wrong, like I said, it is a lot of women out here with trust issues, and they got the control issues and all of that foolishness. Some of that comes standard in women, right? A man come along and he ain't done nothing. And the woman is just controlling. The woman is just, she don't trust nobody. So again, sometimes you just gonna have to abort, right? You can work with some people. You can say, hey, look, I'm trying to plan a date for us. And, I really think it's important that I take the initiative here. I really think it's important that I kind of take the lead on this. Use words like lead. Use words like leadership. If she recoils when you say that, abort. Abort. Okay? Not the word submission. Because we all know how women feel about that. Now, here's what I say. I think a man should be able to use the word submission, but I'm not even going to tell you to say that. I'm going to say lead. Say, I would like to take the lead on this. I would like to, that's it. But if she recoil when you say lead, nah, you good. You good. That's it. You good. Go on about your business. But see, here's the truth. Most men tell me that because women are so hard to come by, because it's so hard for most men to get dates, it's so hard for most men, to get a woman like that, they put up with it. They put up with it. They take it. So that's a whole nother conversation. That's another live. I ain't got that kind of time. All right, I'm headed home. Okay. All right, she coming. I'm headed home. And, I hope y'all listen. Okay, I hope you listen. Because I shared some game. I shared some game for the men. And look, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like what the women are giving you. I get it. I get it. I wish it was different. But here we are. Here we are. And what I'm going to suggest is you're going to have to negotiate that with the woman you're with. You don't have to like it. Because like I said, I don't want to be the breadwinner. I don't have no interest in that at all. At all. Okay, so I have to negotiate. I find myself negotiating like, like, I don't want to be the breadwinner. I don't want to be, no, I don't want to be the sole breadwinner or even the partial breadwinner. So I find myself having to negotiate that. Okay, so, just being me, I have, but her response are like, I want to use my money to control the relationship. Leading is not controlling. It's not. So that's why I say use the word lead. And if she gets weird about that word, abort. Like, abort. She telling you everything you need to know. You can't lead? You can't be a man? Nah, forget that. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. And yeah, that's a lot of people. A lot of people who don't have a good vetting system. A lot of people who don't pay attention, don't take their time. They do. 75% of people end up with the wrong person. They end up with the wrong person for them. And then they have a whole lot of problems. So, like I said, please do the work on the front end. It'll make life easier on the back end. All right. I'm going to be going live with Big L PhD on his platform on Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. I'm going home now. I'm going to upload a bunch of videos, and please join us on Sunday. Tomorrow is the last day to get a one-on-one coaching session for 25% off. So tomorrow at midnight, I will go in, I will change all the prices for coaching. It'll go back up. And hopefully, if you're interested in one-on-one, you can purchase a session. We can schedule it further out. If you can't do it anytime soon, you have till the end of the year to use it. All right. He says, and I think a lot of that is because her father wasn't present in her childhood stage. Yep. That's probably why she did not see healthy leadership. So I don't know. That's something you got to negotiate. All right. Have a great evening and have a great weekend. I'm actually going to try to stay off alive tomorrow because, like I said, I have this deadline. So I'm going home now to work deep into the night and tomorrow. So the next time you see me, maybe on Sunday, and then definitely Sunday live on YouTube. Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video. Please share it. Please subscribe to the channel, please. Thank you. Have a good evening. And as always, stay open to love.